Good morning, dear students. We are continuing from previous class that various opinion by different stalwarts. So you know very well that and must note down a very important multiple choice question which will be asked in various type of exam. Maybe you are giving for UPSC, maybe you are giving for Rajasthan Public Service Commission or Union Public Service Commission exam, or maybe you are going for CCRH, SRF or GRF, Junior Research Fellow or Senior Research Fellow, or any RBSK or any exam for MD entrance. It means AI PG, All India PG entrance examination, AI paper. So you must know one very common question. If you are giving 5 exam, it will be one question. If you are giving 5 exam, it will be one question in any exam. Who is father of repertory? Who is father of repertory? So Barons Clemens Maria, Franz Johann Bonny Hussein. Barons Clemens Maria, Franz Johann Bonny Hussein, sir, is known as father of homeopathic repertory. You must remember this point. There are few conflict that it is Master Henneman or our master, another master, Bonny Hussein. So Bonny Hussein was direct student of Master Henneman. Whatever repertory was made by Bonny Hussein was under direct supervision by our master Henneman. So, and it was one of the most popular repertory given by Dr. Bonny Hussein, who have given BTPB, BBCR, repertory of antisodic, repertory of medicine which are not antisodic, relative kinship of drug, and this way approximately 10 books he has written. So Bonny Hussein, one of the most popular book is BTPB. Bonny Hussein Therapeutic Pocket Book. Every student must have this book. And few person, those who are saying that Master Henneman is father of repertory. So father of repertory, Master Henneman, why? Master Henneman is father of homeopathy. But few person says that as he has written Fragmenta de Verbis Medicamentorum Positivis Siv Insanum Corpora Humo Observatus, so which is having Materia Medica and repertory. That's why few person, few author, few are supported that Master Henneman is father of repertory, but most of the places you will find Dr. Bonny Hussein is father of repertory. Okay. Now one more important question which is not asked very much, but during my exam of All India PG for NIH MD exam, the same question was asked 2 times. Father of homeopathy of India, the Babu Rajendra Lal Datta. So he is father of homeopathy for India. So this was a very important question. If a question same question asked 2 times, it means it is scoring not only it is not a question is carrying 4 marks. All these statements which I am saying can be given and maybe asked that whose quotation it is. So what happened that you are going to attend a MCQ based exam. So if a MCQ is scoring 4 marks MCQ, so it is not just 4 marks, because most of the exam have negative marks. So if you are doing a right question, you are getting 4 marks. If someone is doing that question wrong, he is getting -1 mark. So how much marks differentiation occur? By one question, you done right question and you got 4 marks. Another one have done wrong, he got -1. So you become 5 marks higher scorer than that person who have done the same question in wrong. So it is very important considered in this way. So my dear students, whenever you are preparing, you are studying, this is a base. Your final year syllabus will carry approximately 60% of every future exam. Approximately 60% questions will be asked from your final year syllabus. That's why, my dear students, give full attention for your final year subject. Give full dedicated study. So, what Dr. Boni Hussain says about repertoire? Dr. Boni Hussain says that whenever you are doing repertorization, whenever you are following repertorization, you are doing repertorization, you have to give more important to group. He says group is more important than a single symptom, no matter how much peculiar it is. How much peculiar it is, that is no matter. He is saying that don't prescribe only based on one symptom. Don't prescribe only based on one symptom. He is saying, our master, father of repertory, Dr. Boni Hussain says that always prescribe based on group of symptoms. What it means? It means when you are repertorizing, before repertorizing, how you will repertorize? First you will take the case. If patient is giving you only one or two symptoms, then what you will be able to do after proper case taking? Then you will select what are, you will try to make collect all the symptoms. Then what you will do? You will not get too much symptoms. Then what you will do? You will make the, only those symptoms which are having very much prominent. Says like a patient came and he says to you that, Doctor Sir, I am feeling my loss of appetite. I am feeling loss of appetite. A patient came to you with loss of appetite since 15 days or maybe 2 years, whatever. Okay? Now, I am not thinking about management as a part, I am just discussing about what you have to do in terms of repertoire. If you are taking this as a rubric, what you will find? Appetite loss rubric. So by only this rubric, if you are, you will be able to prescribe? No. Whatever peculiar, whatever. Try to get all the other symptoms, like maybe desired sleep, maybe weakness, maybe forgetful memory, so what I am saying, my dear students, you have to, not I am saying, said by our master, father of repertory, Dr. Boni Hussain, that you should take all the possible group of symptoms. Not only your prescription should be based on group of symptoms, not based only on one symptom. So that can be done only if you are able to take all the your rubric by proper selecting all the symptoms. So what he is saying, that you should take all the symptoms, you should then while doing case taking, you may get like particularly related to one-sided disease. You are treating a case of one-sided disease where patient is not able to give you more symptoms. In that case, try to get more symptom by general symptom, like his desire, his mind process, his thought, anything deviation from earlier. For him, he may be normal, but suppose a patient is going for stool once in 2 days since 15 years. So for him it is normal, it is not a problem. But if you will try to evaluate, then you will find a symptom, and it is an important symptom. So my dear students, try to get more and more symptoms, more and more group of symptoms, more and more significant symptoms, not just vague symptoms. Try to go detail of symptoms, and then take a group of symptoms. Take a group of symptoms. In this support, it is said that a table can be stand on minimum 3 points. That is told in support of characteristic symptom based prescription based on characteristic symptom, particularly when you are following only LMP note. And it is said that at least try to take 3 characteristic symptom of a drug and then prescribe. So that's why same thing our father of repertory, Dr. Boni Hussain sir, says group is more important than a single symptom, no matter how much peculiar it is. Try to take a group of symptoms, a bunch of symptoms, so that you can take a variety of rubric and then you can repertorize and get desired. So how you will take it? I discussed that take other general symptoms. So by this you can read it. Now more thing will be discussed when we will discuss about Boni Hussain life, Boni Hussain work, Boni Hussain other repertory. Then we will discuss about detail and life and work of Boni Hussain is also a very important question. It may be asked in a short notes, it may be asked in a long question in your final year exam. So go through that how Boni Hussain converted to homeopathy, what was the his earlier professor, what was the problem he was facing, what medicine he was prescribed. Everything is very important. You must remember, and all these things, at least 10 MCQ comes from his life, only life. What was his profession? 10 MCQ are prepared. We will discuss it later on. Now we will discuss about opinion of Dr. Pierce Smith. Dr. Pierce Smith. So Dr. Pierce Smith philosophy you have also studied very well. So my dear students, Dr. Pierce Smith says no conscious homeopath doctor can practice homeopathy in a serious and scientific way without a repertoire. Dr. Pierce Smith sir says that no conscious homeopath, it means a homeopath who have self-realization, who have a serious devotion for homeopathy, serious devotion to his patient, cannot practice homeopathy without repertorization in serious and scientific way. Why? You will say me, you will ask me that, sir, I have seen many good homeopaths are practicing without using repertoire. So, my dear students, whenever you are seeing a case, I have told you this point earlier, you may be doing repertorization in mind or by computer, by card or by book. So what is method of your repertorization may differ. If you are not using these methods, still you are doing repertorization in your mind. But it depends upon also your experience. With the passage of time, you will be able to know that, for constipation, if you will ask to a first year student, he will tell you 5 to 10 drugs. But if you will ask to second year student, he will tell you more drugs. First year, it means first clinical year, it means second BHMS, then third BHMS, then final year. If you will say to final year student, if I will ask you, then you can tell me at least 100 drugs related to constipation. So you are selecting a drug for constipation from your knowledge of 100 drugs. So you are doing repertorization in your mind. So one more thing, Dr. Pierce Smith says that a allopath and a homeopath, what is the difference between them? Dr. Pierce Smith says when a allopath will grow with time, when a allopath will grow with time, he will become pessimistic. And while a homeopath with passage of time, a homeopath, he will become more enthusiastic and optimistic. He will become more enthusiastic and optimistic. Can you say why? I can see. Earlier, in my UG days, I was not treating any case of gallbladder stone. I was not treating any case of gallbladder stone. I passed my BHMS. After that, I started my clinical life. Few patients came that to whom I was treating for some other disease. I advised them for ultrasound abdomen. I found that they are suffering from gallbladder stone. So what happens that the patient become nervous that gallbladder stone, so our gallbladder will be removed. So I am talking about 2012. I have completed my BHMS, and 2012 and 13 duration I was in National Institute of Yoga, and in morning I was studying in National Institute of Yoga. At evening I was running my own personal clinic in Delhi. So Delhi Kapa side area. And that time I saw that okay, I tried but I failed, because what was the major factor for becoming for reason for my failure in that case of gallbladder stone? One of the leading factor was lack of knowledge. In not only in term of knowledge of material, lack of knowledge in term of not memorizing drug, lack of knowledge along with drug knowledge, lack of knowledge of experience. I was lacking experience. After that, in 2015, when I resigned from PGI Rohtak and I joined MD, I was sitting with my gynae HOD, Dr. Om Priya Misra ma'am, and he was in charge of that OPD, and I was treating a case of PCOD. So a patient came with amenorrhea and irregular menses, and a PCOS project was going on. So for routine examination, I advised them ultrasound polyptom, and they came with this PCOS diagnosis and gallbladder stone. What happened? I got nervous. I am talking about 2016 starting. I have taken admission in November 2015 and 2016 start. 2-3 months passed, and then I told ma'am that this case is having gallbladder stone, and this case is having PCOS. So much very complex case. I should not treat. You take the case. So ma'am told me that okay, don't worry, keep the case with you. I will be physician and you will become a PGT of that case. We will treat it together. You just take the case. So what I done, I taken case, everything, and then I consulted with ma'am. Then ma'am selected medicine, prescribed medicine. After 8 months of treatment, stone size was small, and this gallbladder, we again done ultrasound of whole abdomen, and we found that it was a case of asymptomatic gallbladder stone. So from same lab we done ultrasound, and it showed that no gallbladder stone, and PCOS changes was mildly improved, not very much, slightly improved. So treatment was continued. Then ma'am told me that Dr. Ashutosh, this comes experience. This confidence comes with passage of time, with experience. So that's why Dr. Pierce Nissel told, when homeopath will become old, he will become enthusiastic because of his experience of cured cases, and he will become more optimistic because of his enriched knowledge. And I am dead sure, I am 100% confident that if you, all of you dear my students, if you are practicing day by day homeopathy, if you are following basic principle, you will become to cure every type of cases, whatever curable by homeopathy. You will do allopathic diagnosis along with homeopathic diagnosis. You will focus not only allopathic prognosis, you will think that what is prognosis by our homeopathy. Thank you dear, see you in next class. Thank you.